First of all, congratulations to Burning Desires community to be a part of high growth. Really, we are actually delighted to be a part of Indian stock market, and we will be witnessing the longest growth rally in coming years. As I have already been mentioning, that 2017 is the year of accumulation, considering the current level of fundamentals they have, and considering the economical sector reforms, the banking sector reforms, and the budget that we have got recently. So the query is with regards to RBL Bank, whether we are good to invest at current level or not, because since the time of IPO I have published the Burning Desires IPO recommendation on RBL Bank, and since the time we have been witnessing a strong growth rally in RBL Bank, generating nearly 100% return in past 5 months. So are we good to enter at current level? That is what thanks Adesh Naik for posting your query. Since I am running short of time, I thought it's good to post a video rather than writing too much of content, which will also take time to read for you guys. So RBL Bank is one of the banks in India which is having nearly 0% non-performing assets. So from that perspective, the banking sector stress, is more with regards to non-performing asset rather than people look at it from net interest margin perspective. However, that is not the case considering the competition of banking sector in India. If you look at from that perspective, net interest margin has not been a headache of Indian banks. What has been a headache of Indian banks is non-performing assets, the client portfolio, the client profile, whether the bank is mainly targeting the retail client or the bank is mainly targeting the corporate client. So RBL Bank is one of the bank in India which is having largest number of client from corporate sector, from client portfolio of RBL Bank, and the non-performing asset is less than 0.4%, which is nearly zero non-performing asset. So the significance of non-performing asset, if you look, non-performing asset is directly cutting down the net profit of the bank and thus lowering down the net interest margin, we call it interest spread. Because similarly, for manufacturing company, the bad debt is having the direct impact on bottom line. The non-performing asset is having a direct impact on net interest margin. So if we look at the technicals of RBL Bank, as I've been always mentioning, the fundamental analysis will tell you whether to enter the stock or not, whether the stock is undervalued or overvalued, and thus taking buying or selling decision. The technical analysis will tell you when to enter or not. Suppose, for example, if I say the company X is having a very good growth perspective, company X is also undervalued, so we need to buy the stock, because fundamental analysis runs on the assumption that one day the stock will reach at its fair value. So we give a buy call on company X, but are we expecting any correction in coming trading session? So if we are expecting any correction in coming trading session, so that is what the technical analysis will spot. So technical analysis will tell you that okay, fundamentally you are good to invest in the company, but okay, next week we may witness some little bit of correction, so please start investing from next week onwards. That is what the answers the technical analysis is giving, and the former is the answer that fundamental analysis will give. So taking into consideration the fundamentals of RBL Bank, we are always good to invest in RBL Bank below 500 levels. I am again repeating, we are good to invest in RBL Bank below 500 rupees level, because 1 year target, Burning Desire is giving a 1 year RBL Bank target which is above 750 level, which is again 50% upside from the current level that we have witnessed, 484 rupees level of high before 2-3 days, and right now it is trading at 454. So we are again having more than 60%, 62% upside from the current level in RBL Bank. So if you look at the volume growth, RBL Bank is not also struggling as far as the volume growth is concerned. The bank is on focus of the retail investors as far as private sector banking investments is concerned. we will be also witnessing more than 30% growth rate in lending to corporate sector. So that is corporate sector lending, we will be witnessing 30% growth rate. If you closely analyze the IPO outlook that we have published, I have also made certain follow-ups on that. So if we analyze the IPO outlook of the RBL Bank, in that also I have mentioned that RBL Bank IPO. So Burning Desires Committee recommendation was within 4 months RBL Bank will give attractive return in the sense of 75 to 80% return within 4 months. So yes, that has already been accomplished. So it has been 5 months since the time RBL Bank has launched the IPO, and in this 5 months RBL Bank has already given 100% return against the commitment of in 4 months it will give 75 to 80% of return. So looking from that perspective, let me take you through IPO outlook of RBL Bank. So in which I have mentioned certain technicalities and valuation related aspects. So RBL Bank was already fairly valued stock, though certain investors are opposing the IPO, saying that it is overvalued because the IPO requirement was to invest the money in tier 1 capital, which was capex. So considering the capex, when any bank or any corporate is going for capital expenditure, we generally observe the little bit of downturn in basis point as far as EBITDA margin and EBIT margin, PAT margin is concerned. But RBL Bank was not listed before, and since RBL has come up with IPO, it was not a listed company. So the bank was going to add another component, which is cost of equity. So considering that cost of equity, we had a little bit of contraction in the profit margin, and because of dividend payout also company will be having lower growth in capital reserve transmission from the net profit as compared to previous year. But what exactly we are looking at from RBL Bank, in past 1 month RBL Bank has already climbed from 334 rupees to 454 rupees, which is nearly 120 rupees of capital appreciation in 1 month. So it has already made intraday high day before yesterday of 486 rupees. So intraday high of 486 rupees, and again we have witnessed huge correction yesterday, and currently it is trading at 454 rupees. So we are again bullish on RBL Bank, but I would recommend the community, whosoever is wanting to have a position in RBL Bank, to wait for at least 2-3 trading session, as we are being little bit choppy with respect to Sensex and Nifty, and RBL Bank is nearly 1%, nearly 1 beta. So as per the committee headed by me, the cost to income ratio may increase from time to come as the capex in terms of breach expansion reach, and as the banking sector employee cost is one of the major cost head of the interest expansion. Since RBL was targeting to increase the number of branches, the employee cost also is going to increase. So that is all the things from fundamental perspective. So as majority of the fundamental indicators are in our favor, I would request to neglect all these aspects, as the future transmission will be very high, and the budgetary support is also very good in terms of choosing client is also one of the biggest parameter in banking sector. How do you choose the client? Like from non-banking finance company perspective, we had the Ujjivan Financial Services is one of the best company as far as choosing client profile is concerned. So they are having one of the elite clients in their client portfolio. Similarly, it goes with the scheduled bank, Ratnakar Bank Limited. They are also very elite in terms of they are also being very rational in terms of choosing clients. So from that perspective also they are able to manage the sort of NPA that they are having, nearly 0%. We will be witnessing little bit of correction in RBL Bank. That could be in the level of it may come down to 336 337 rupees level from current 445, and if we witness any bullish pattern in between, I will post to buy on spontaneous basis. So as of now, looking at the technical chart and MACD and the volume, we are having more of net selling volume, which is buying volume minus selling volume. So if selling volume is increasing the buying volume, we call it net selling volume, and net selling volume is more number of sellers are standing in a market at a time as compared to the number of buyers. So number of bullish investors are having positions in the RBL Bank as of now. So we may have a different picture altogether from incoming 2-3 trading sessions. So I will post you whenever we are giving a buy call. So when a buy call is generated, I request you to make spontaneous transaction, and without give it a second thought, you need to enter the bank. So thank you guys for viewing this. We will be posting more number of videos in coming trading sessions, and as we are running short of time, we will be posting more and more number of videos. So keep following up. As I have already mentioned, 2017 is the year of accumulation. We will, our burning desires nifty target till 2018 is more than 1 lakh. So happy investing, and always support value investing, and help me in the drive to eradicate herding behavior in equity investment in India. Bye guys.